Hi, thanks for being in a new video. I got my hands on the Huawei Pure 70 Pro, and in this video I'm going to show you something very important. How to natively install Google services on a Huawei. Let's get started. To begin with, you should know that this only applies to devices that have the most recent version of the operating system, that is MIUI 14. In this case, I have 14.2, so it is even more recent, but it seems to me that it applies from all those with MIUI 14. So it's pretty straightforward. We're going to head over to the app gallery. You omit any kind of ads or things that pop up for you. And in the app gallery search engine, we're going to type in MicroG. Make sure you search for it without a space. So we're going to install MicroG service, and along with it, it's going to tell us that it's also going to install MicroG Companion. After you install those two services, you're going to be able to have any Google app running natively. So now that we have those services installed, we can look for any other application in the app gallery. Let's look for example, YouTube. We're going to tell it that we want to install it. And it's simply going to download the package, it's going to install it, and watch how it's going to run natively. It's not running virtualized in Gbox, so YouTube shows up here perfectly. Let's go ahead and log in so you can check that everything is working fine. We'll add an account and the MicroG services screen will pop up. Just log in with your account and your password. And once you're logged in, you simply accept the terms and that's it. MicroG is an open source project, so you can rest assured of any worries because it's not going to have any bad risks. So we've got YouTube up and running. We're going to put a video, and if you have premium, you'll also have premium features like floating videos and other things. Then you could already install any other application from App Gallery. But if you don't want to download the apps from App Gallery because you download them from sources that maybe you don't trust very much, well, there's also another open source project that you can have a store that connects to the Google server. So for that, we're going to open the internet browser. We're going to go to Google and we're going to search for Aurora store. There are going to be several options in the results, but the one that I would recommend the most would be F-Droid, which I also insist that it's an open source project, so you can really have good confidence that it's malware free. So we're going to head down to the area that says download APK. So we're going to click over here. We're going to wait for it to download, and immediately it's going to open up and we're going to give it permission to install. And with this, we already have access to a complete store that is going to connect to the Google server. So we're just going to set it up, select next, then we're going to enable the permissions that are necessary. We're going to go backwards, we're going to put activate next. This section doesn't seem to be working 100% yet, so you're just going to set activate and go backwards. It doesn't really influence the operation that much. But this last section, you must enable it. Then you activate the allow and go backwards. Again, you disable the battery optimization, and again enable open Aurora store and enable this permission and go back. It's a very simple step, so it's really not something complicated. And finally, what I would recommend is that you go anonymous, and that's it. Notice how we already have access to the entire Google Play Store catalog, so we could install any application that we want. For example, let's install YouTube Music so you can see how it's pretty simple. Then, as in any application store, just open the application you want, put the install button, wait for it to download, and that's it. As we already have Google services natively, it will not indicate any problem. We will simply select the install button and that's it. That's it. Now we already have YouTube and YouTube Music and everything working correctly. It immediately detected my session, so it already gave me access. Let's try another one, for example, like Uber Eats, which uses Google Maps services, so you can see how it works. And as you can see, it's already working perfectly fine with maps and other things that previously didn't seem to be working quite right. Let's install other applications so that you can check how they work. For example, let's go with Netflix, which is a classic. Over here we have it, we're going to install it, and again, it's going to be the same process. We're going to wait for it to download, hit install, and that's it. Then it's done. I'm going to install other applications as well, like WhatsApp. Again, I just hit install and that's it. We're also going to install Gmail, which is also very basic, and that's it. So now that these applications are installed, I'm going to start them up so you can see how they're working without any problems. So let's open Netflix and let me log in so you can watch some movies. And notice how I already have access to Netflix, including the games. So there's absolutely all the content that you want to watch. Let's put anyone in so you can see that perfectly plays the movie. There it is. As you can see, it's already playing. Let's also go to download it and ready. You can download it as well. So Netflix works perfectly. Let's also open WhatsApp. Let me log in so we already have the number here. Let's put it next. So we're just waiting for the code to arrive on the previous phone. So we've already put the verification code and that's it. Obviously you have to give it the necessary permissions as in any other cell phone. And notice that it detected my Google Drive backup, so no problem, I can also restore the chats I had on my previous phone, which did have Google services. So that's it, just like that I have this device ready. The only thing missing would be to transfer my contacts because they have not been transferred with my Google account. Although sending contacts from one cell phone to another is a relatively simple task nowadays. So just to wrap things up, note that in this case, MicroG services will also request some additional permissions for you to have an optimal functioning of all applications. So it is important that you enter the permission settings and enable them. So we are going to enter manually so that you can see how to access. Go to settings, then you're going to go to the apps and services section, then applications, and finally you're going to look for MicroG services. Or if your phone is in Spanish, it will say Servicios de MicroG. Then in this section are the permissions. We are going to enable all the necessary permissions so that I insist our cell phone is going to work perfectly well. In this case, I am going to download the Google Contacts application from the Aurora store. And let's test if this solves the issue of contacts. Again, let's just wait. We press install and that's it. In this section tells me that synchronization is disabled. We are going to press to activate it and let's see if our contacts finally appear. Then since we see that they're not, from your previous phone you can log into Google Play and you're going to install the exact same app. So then you open this app and you're going to give it the necessary permissions. And notice how it will immediately tell you if you want to activate the backup of your contacts. So you're just going to put that yes, you want to activate it. And ready, all your contacts are already backed up in the Google account. Then they should also appear on your new Huawei phone. But if they still do not appear, simply press and hold. Then you press the menu and say select all. And that's it. You can press the share button so you can transfer them via Bluetooth or WhatsApp or whatever you want to your new device. In this case, I'm going to transfer it via Bluetooth. Obviously, I have to turn on Bluetooth on the target cell phone and show that it's visible. And that's it. We're going to transfer it with a simple file. I'm going to accept this file and that's it. Now I'm just going to choose which application I want to open it with. It can be with the Google one or with the native contacts one. And that's it. It will immediately import all the contacts. Even in this case, it's already asking me if I want them to be saved on the phone or on the Google account. And that's it. So finally in my WhatsApp, all the contacts are already appearing in my WhatsApp as well. And everything is ready for this phone to work completely well. So as you can see, I already have all these applications installed from Google to test and tell you specifically what works and what does not work. Let's go fast. Gmail works perfectly. Contacts, we already saw that it does. YouTube also works perfectly. We're also going to find YouTube Music working fine. One thing that doesn't work is Google Wallet, since it doesn't allow you to add any card or any special pass. Even notice that from other apps that have the Add to Google Wallet button, it's also going to flag you an error. So it looks like that still isn't working right. I would expect Huawei to update their Huawei Wallet to allow you to receive those attempts to add to Google Wallet from Huawei Wallet. It's something that, for example, Google Wallet already did by catching Apple Wallet attempts. So I would think that Huawei can perfectly catch Apple Wallet and Google Wallet to introduce it in its own app, at least loyalty cards and that sort of thing. Although either way, you can add them from this part by scanning the same QR code. So it's a little bit more of a manual process, but yes, you could add in this case your loyalty cards. What you can't do is pay with Google Pay, as it won't work. So to make mobile payments, you would need your banking app to support mobile payments or some other app. Because Google's doesn't work. Hopefully Huawei will soon launch Huawei Pay on this side of the world. But let's move on. Google Photos works perfectly fine. Also with the photo backup. Also the calendar works fine. Google Assistant doesn't work. So you must have Celia instead. Huawei's voice assistant. Although we already know that Celia is not characterized by being very smart to say, but it is available in several languages, so that will be the assistant you can use. How many days until Christmas? But notice how most things it's going to look them up on the internet and it's not really going to give you the answer. So it's a voice assistant still a little bit slow. That would be another limitation. Google Home does work perfectly well. Google Maps does. Google Files does too. Google Chrome also works well. So does Google Search. Google News too. Google Meet too. Google TV also works fine. Google Drive too. So basically the only limiters I've found are Google Pay and Google Assistant. Since I even installed Android Auto and it did work. Although when I tried to connect it for the first time, I got this error because I didn't have the necessary permissions. So you have to go to the app info tab and enable all permissions for it, including in the more permissions section, the device detection permission. After I enabled those permissions, it flagged me another error because I need to have all these apps installed. And the one I was missing was Google Text to Speech. All the others I did have installed. So check that. And after I had installed all those apps, it was finally a matter of giving it the necessary permissions and settings, enable access to notifications. In Aurora Store, this was the app I was missing in case you can't find it. But after installing all that, it worked fine. See here, I took a picture of how I have the cell phone connected to the car screen and it was just a matter of configuring and everything worked fine. So to date, there are two limitations you have with Huawei, Google Pay, and Google Assistant. I think they are much less important limitations than the ones we had before because now you can enjoy many more things on your Huawei. By the way, this MicroG notification sometimes might be a little bit annoying because it's going to be a little bit difficult to remove, but you can perfectly press the trash can and that's it, as long as you have enabled the location permissions at all times. So, that's it for this video for now. I'll keep you posted if there is any more news. But for now it seems to me that Huawei may become a very interesting alternative again as you can install all these apps. For the moment this has been all for this video. If you liked it, you know you can tell us about it. And we'll see you next time.